Hey guys, it's Tam and welcome to my channel. So if you're an avid watcher of my videos, you may have noticed that I was gone for a couple weeks. Well, I was not kidnapped, obviously, but I was sick for a bit, and after I recovered, I needed some time to catch up on the commissions I hadn't been doing while I had been sick. So now I'm back, better than ever, and ready to jump into some crafts with you guys. Today, we're going to be doing something I've seen on another YouTube channel, which is painting on a paint palette. I watch a lot of Chloe Rose art videos, and her Baby Yoda on a wood paint palette really inspired me. If you guys would like to check out the video, I'll put a link to her video down in the description. Anyways, here's the paint palette, and you can use my head for size measurement. And also, to avoid ruining any more nice clothes, I'm gonna go throw on my paint pants, and I'll meet you guys over at the art table. Alright, so I went ahead and did an initial sketch over in Procreate. I wanted a simple design, mostly because the palette was so small. I did a couple in shadow, and then the background will be full of like a bunch of amazingly cool colors. Yeah, gesso and everything! Like, I just saw someone use gesso once, and then I used it, and now I just can't stop putting it on literally everything. I'm just getting my initial sketch laid down here. I'm not being too careful about it, mostly because the background paint is going to cover up any mistakes that I make, and also because the couple is in shadow, I should be able to correct any mistakes with the black paint once I go over it. Okay, so I'm just getting my background base colors laid down here at this point, and I was just going for the effect that you get when you dab your paintbrush against a paint palette, how it has kind of like that thick effect on there, but also just splotchy because you've been dabbing against it. Also, if you were able to catch the colors at the end of the Procreate sketch, you'll see that I'm staying true to those. That wasn't just like some random scribbles in the background. I was just comparing what colors would look the best. I wasn't actually laying out the background in the Procreate sketch because I didn't think I'd be able to get the effect that I wanted with certain Procreate brushes and my skill level. So I'm just freehanding it at this point, but staying true to those colors that I picked. I also opted out for one of those sponge brushes just because I felt like it was doing the build-up effect that I wanted a lot easier than with the actual paintbrush for some reason. Alright, so I know at this point it's starting to look like a whole mess, but you've seen the thumbnail, so you know it gets better, so bear with me. Alright, so I'm achieving the effect that I want. I'm not sure if you can see on the left, but my paint palette kind of looks like this paint palette, so we're on the right track. I know at this point it's really hard to see my outline that I made for the figures. I did that on purpose, just so that there's no gap between the background and the figures once I paint them in. And also it leaves me room to make those corrections that I was talking about earlier to the figures if necessary. So at this point, I'm adding in the only bit of detail that these two figures will have, which is this white line, and I'm using it to highlight their silhouette and give details to the hair and things like that without being super intricate. Okay, something I'm adding here that wasn't in the sketch is words. I don't like the way the default Procreate text looks, and I know there's probably a way to get more fonts and things like that, but I don't have them, and I just don't like adding those over my sketches, so I just went ahead and freehanded them. And also, this sketch is actually based off of one of my favorite Beatles songs, Here, There, and Everywhere. So that's where the words are coming from. They're not just super random. So I didn't notice it while I was painting, but the whole setup that I've got going on here just kind of reminds me of Basquiat graffiti. And I definitely look up to his work, so to see the influence that he has on mine is really interesting, and this is really cool. So at this point, I just started adding in like random details. I felt like the painterly background that I went for just wasn't enough for me. So I'm adding in like some hearts and some flowers and stuff just to give it more of a oomph effect. So at this point, I'm just going over things with a second coat just because everything looked a little bit transparent. So I just wanted to make those colors pop a bit more with a second coat. Okay, so I didn't feel like the white paint I did earlier did much justice to what I was trying to do. So I just got a paint pen and started going over everything, and then also added some detail lines to the words because they felt a little flat. Okay, and then I went crazy with the paint pen and then just started putting on everything else because why not? Now to show off my messy hands and my beautiful palette. Look at that, guys. That's awesome. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. And it's just really nice. It looks like the sketch that I did, and I am every day surprised when my acrylic ends up looking like what I want it to look like instead of a muddy mess. And I know it looked like kind of a mess in the first half of the video, had y'all there, I'm not gonna lie. But once I started putting in like those like detail elements like the hearts and stuff on the letters, I think that it really came together, and you can really tell it's two different people. I mean, at least I think so. If you don't think so, I mean, that's fine. So this just goes to show that just because like a painting or something starts out kind of wonky or something like that, try to see it through to the end, because you never know, it could actually come out exactly how you want it to, or even better. I really like this painting on a wood paint palette challenge. So the YouTuber who inspired me to do this was Chloe Rose Art. I'll link her video down in the description below, like I said. And you know, guys, just go check her out. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you actually want to try the paint palette challenge, I got this one from Michael's, but you could honestly just use any wood paint palette that you can find online. And tag me in it on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. I'd love to see you guys work and let me know if I inspire you to do something. So I'll wrap up this video here, and I'll say as always, be kind to yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye!